trusted platform for thought-provoking political conversations and national discourse. I am Godwin Sunday. In recent weeks, Nigeria's political space has witnessed yet another familiar drama, a wave of defections sweeping across parties, with key figures switching allegiance as the nation gradually inches towards the 2027 elections. While this may not be new in our political culture, the timing, motives, and implication continues to raise critical questions about ideology, loyalty, and governance. Are these defections driven by genuine conviction, political survival, or the quest for power? What do they say about the strength of Nigeria's democracy, party structures, and the overall integrity of governance? Beyond the headlines, how do these shifts affect public trust and the delivery of good governance at all levels? Dr. Okoye will also help us to dissect the wave of defections, their impacts, controversies, and what they mean for governance in Nigeria. We'll go for a short break right now. When we come back, we'll delve into the conversation. Please stay with us as the show continues in a moment. Right now is Dr. Okoye. Dr. Okoye, you're welcome to KORERO.
Thank you, Sunday. Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers.
All right, so let's get into the business of the day. First, you've heard from the intro, a lot of defection is going on. One would thought that people are just moving cross-carpet into the ruling All Progressive Congress. But hey, the African Democratic Congress is having its own fair share of defection, people trooping into the African Democratic Congress. People's Democratic Party also is having its own fair share in all of this. The Labour Party is also jubilating that people are trooping in. This defection has become like a recurring phenomenon and a common decimal factor in Nigerian body politics. But generally, let's get your thoughts. What do you think of defections in general in Nigeria? Does this speak to the increase of our democratic participation or the advancement of our democratic course?
First of all, you look at the history of politics in Nigeria. Let's not go far. Let's just take from the era of 1979 to 1983-84 before the military struck. During 1979 political experiment, we knew about MPN, we knew about MPC. That time Shagare contested for presidency and he won. Nanda Azikiwe also ran for the presidency, Awolowo and the rest of them. During that period or during that era, you could agree with me that when you talk about political parties with ideology, you could say yes, MPC, this is what they stand for. You could say yes, MPN, this is what they stood for. But since that era ended, we now had another era where a semblance of parties with political ideologies held sway. That was the era of 1992, 91, 92, 93, when we had NRC and when we had SDP. During this period, these two political parties, we knew what SDP stood for. We knew what NRC stood for. MK Abiola and the rest of them who ran for presidency during that era, you knew what they were advocating, telling the masses, this is what we want, this is what we are going to give you when we get into office, this is what our party SDP stand for, this is what our party NRC stand for. And Nigerians who were joining those political parties knew that within me, in my own heart of heart, I know that joining party SDP, this is what I'm going to dare to achieve or to project for. If I'm joining party NRC, this is what I was going to project for. But after that, the end of that era, we started this current dispensation of 1999, PDP, AMPP, then AC, later ACN, and now APC. Currently, we have Labour Party, we have the new ADC, the coalition, and the rest of them. These parties that I just mentioned in this current dispensation, you cannot say for sure that this is what, I'm a member of APC, so I'm discussing this topic as a political scientist, not as an APC member. You can't say that party A, APC, stand for this. You can't say that party B, PDP, stand for this. You can't say that party C, ADC, stand for this. You can't. All of them are just there for the mere purpose of running for an election, acquiring power, and entering into office, using political party as a vehicle to achieve that power or to acquire that power. None of them is going there basically on the stance of this is what our parties stand for in terms of ideology. So to me, political parties in Nigeria as currently constituted are bereft of political party ideologies. Now, talking about the series of defections going on in the polity today, I think, like I said earlier, it is as a result of non-availability of strong ideologies in those political parties. If Party A has a strong ideology, I think it will be very difficult for somebody in party. Go to America, where the Democrats and Republicans are the major party holding sway in America. Let me not even go to America. Let me bring it down to South Africa. Let me bring it down to Ghana. These are African countries. If you go there, political parties are very strong institutions. What we need to do in Nigeria is to start building strong institutions that can outlive politicians years, 100 years, 200 years. So that when you talk about a political party leader or a political party chairman, you know, yes, this man emerged because there was a strong institution through which he emerged as the leader of the party. In South Africa, you don't play with anybody that emerges the leader of a political party in South Africa, especially their ruling party in South Africa. In Ghana, the same thing. That is why if you come to Ghana today, you can see a situation whereby somebody who has already become a president of Ghana before, the current president, John Kufuor, was a former president of Ghana. But because his party ideology was what endeared him to the people of Ghana, they voted him back again. So what I'm saying is that our Nigerian politicians should look inwards and see ways of entrenching good political party ideologies, not just in paper. They have it in paper, but in practice, it is not that way. That is why everybody can defect. You can wake up today and see. The other day I was watching television, I think day before yesterday, somebody that was elected on the platform of YPP as a House of Rep member, he went to a rally conducted by another party, APGA. And in that rally, he didn't even say that he has denounced his own party. He said he's the leader of YPP in Anambra State. But I am here endorsing another candidate who is running for governorship next week in Anambra in another party. That is because we don't have political party ideologies. If we do so, such persons should have been sanctioned by now. In fact, he wouldn't even have the court to go to that rally to make such statement.
Before you take us to that point, there is this speculation that all of the defection that we are seeing in the country is being sponsored, is being fueled by the All Progressive Congress in order to destabilize other minority political party, in order for the All Progressive Congress to gather momentum. How will you react to this whole speculation?
Sunday, remember when I told you I'm coming to this station
no,
as a political scientist.
We are
now you are not asking me a question that you don't want me to answer as a political scientist. Let me now wear the cloth of APC.
No, let's take it to the political lens.
No,
let's take it using the political lens.
No, you've asked me the question.
Let's take it using the political lens.
Allow me, let me answer you.
At the political lens.
No, Sunday, I won't allow you to
just use the political science.
I won't allow you to torpedo me. No, Sunday.
All right.
I will answer it as a member of APC.
All right, please go ahead.
Now, let me tell you.
Yes.
You cannot, in all sincerity, there is no evidence to adduce to that. You cannot, in all sincerity, and say that all the defections going on in the polity is being sponsored by my party APC. How could you say that? See. The truth of the matter is that the Tinubu administration has done so much in the last 2 years and 3 months in office that people have seen the kind of policies this man has brought in board in ruling or managing the affairs of Nigeria, which have already started yielding fruits. And these people who are in PDP, Labour Party, are now deciding to come together to join force in the same political party Mr. President belongs to, which is my party, the APC, to see how they can move Nigeria forward. That has not made Nigeria to teach towards a one-party state. No. Because you've been saying it in the other interview and even in this studio that is it not an avenue of Nigeria going into a one-party system? I disagree with you. Now, why did I say so?
I've not said that today.
Why did I? Yeah. You said it the last time.
All right.
Why did I say so Sunday? Why I say so is this. See, nobody was forced or is being forced to join APC. That is number one. Nobody is being bribed to join APC. That is number two. Number three, this thing is as a result of all the good things that the president has done. And these people want to come on board to join him to develop Nigeria. Remember, there was a time in this country that PDP had up to 25, 26 states when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. I remember there were times that around Southwest, there were about 5 or 4 states in the Southwest being controlled by AD then, if you could recall. But Obasanjo, as the presidential candidate of PDP then and leader of PDP then, did the election of 2023, and it was only Tinubu that survived that political coup, so to say. At the end of the day, the other political parties tilted towards PDP. So if, as of today, APC has 24, 25 governors, we've not done half of what PDP did. For us, for Nigerians to start thinking that we are entering into a one-party state, it is not going to be possible. It is never Tinubu's ambition or interest for Nigeria to go into a one-party system. Even if we have a situation where 30 states of Nigeria belong to APC, the other 6 belong to other parties, it is still not a one-party system. That is the way I see it. It's about interest. It's about what you want.
So a situation where the president openly receives defectors, he welcomes them to his party. Governors are cross-carpeting, and this is no longer a secret that even a lot of senators are still going to decamp to the All Progressive Congress. Looking at all of this trend, can we say it is a direct attempt by this current administration to silence the voices of minority political parties? If not, why then is the current administration not speaking to the issues at hand that borders on defection, which it contradicts the Constitution?
How did defection contradict the Constitution?
Well, you follow through on the Constitution, and you understand that if you go through the Constitution, when Party A gives you a mandate, it is believed that you run with that mandate, and when you can no longer run with that mandate on certain grounds,
I think that laws has people who are supposed to implement it.
Interpret it, yeah.
Implement it. You don't expect the president, who is the beneficiary of all these defections.
So invariably,
I'm coming Sunday. See, when you don't put your house in order, the opposition benefits. In this case, we are the ruling party, the APC. It is not on our onus. It is not our right. It is not our responsibility for us to go and organize Party A, in this case ADC or Labour Party or PDP. It is not our right.
So when the president openly embrace them, people that are defecting,
will you take people who are entering your party away?
When you openly embrace people that are supposed to be opposition, you embrace them into your party, knowing fully well that this act is, so to say, an act of illegality.
How is it an act of legality?
I have told you that
Sunday, like I told you,
yes.
If I'm a chairman of a political party and there is a clause in our constitution that says if you defect from party A and enter party 2, this is what will happen. Is it the party benefiting that should go and implement that clause? Is it not the responsibility of that party who is losing, like I told you yesterday?
Party that has ideology like
I'm coming. YPP, for instance, I use as an example earlier on. A sitting House of Rep member who was elected through YPP went to a rally conducted by APGA, and in that rally he's openly canvassing for support for an APGA candidate. Meanwhile, he's still a member of YPP. What happens to their national chairman? Why can't the national chairman go and enforce that relevant laws that say if you defect or if you do so and so thing, you should be sanctioned? It is their responsibility to do that, not the sitting president or the party that is receiving those people to do that. It is not Tinubu's responsibility to do that. It is not our responsibility as a party to do that. Like today, I joined the APC national chairman, Professor Yewada Nentawe, to the National Assembly, where all the Labour Party House of Rep members, all in Enugu State, defected to APC, decamping from Labour Party. The same today, I probably joined the same APC national chairman at the same National Assembly, House of Reps, where the person representing Jos North Federal Constituency at the House of Reps representative decamped from Labour Party to APC. So you now expect the national chairman or my party not to go and receive them because they are joining our party, and you call it illegality. I see no illegality there. If there is any law or any section of the constitution where those people who are defecting have defaulted, it is not our responsibility to enforce it. Let the party that is alleging side do it. Now go to natural. I'm not happy. I'm coming as a political scientist. Yes. I'm not happy. I've said it in this studio before that I'm not happy with the kind of defections in this in the current polity. Why did I say so? Because it will not make democracy to be so sweet. Democracy becomes novel when there are oppositions. But when the oppositions are weak, it will not make democracy novel. So I am not happy that the ADC, Labour Party, have not been able to put their house in order. Okay, look at 3 months ago, about 4 months ago, we heard of the wave of ADC. I mean, when they started forming, everybody was happy that ADC has emerged, that we can now have a strong opposition against my own party, the APC. All of a sudden, that wave, that ovation with which they came out is already dying. Are you hearing of ADC again? Just yesterday, I heard that the Adamawa ADC has 3 factions. And Adamawa is where the so-called leader, Atiku Abubakar, is from. And they have 3 factions. 3 factional chairmen of ADC in Adamawa. So if Atiku cannot fix Adamawa, his own state, with the ADC that he is forming, how can he not fix Nigeria? Let the opposition go and fix their house in order. Not blaming us APC who are receiving those defectors.
I'm asking because in this regard, the All Progressive Congress that have always stood for uprightness should be able to react and say, no, people that are coming from other parties, have they met the constitutional requirements? Are we going to absorb them into our party? If yes, why should we absorb them? The APC should lead by example, don't you think so, in this regard, looking at it critically and the kind of precedent that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised to set even in Nigeria? Instead of absorbing them, shouldn't we turn a blind eye and say, oh, stay in your party, or alternatively, resign officially from your party, hand over the power to someone, let APC win those offices legitimately?
It's not that you are funny at times. How can you say APC should
I'm coming. Yeah, please go ahead.
How can you say APC should reject defectors who are coming into their party, or tell them to go and resign from their position and run election under and win under APC? Such things are not done. See, we are like I told you, we are this time around, because we don't know of tomorrow. Why I'm saying it is that last time it was PDP that was benefiting from defection. Now it is APC. APC will not rule Nigeria forever. So tomorrow anything can happen. Another party will benefit. So now that we are enjoying it, allow us enjoy it, please. It is our time. Emilokan, let us enjoy the defection. Thank you.
Okay, so when we talk about enjoying the defection, there's also been speculations that a lot of people that are defecting from party A to party B, they have a lot of criminal records and they have questionable characters. They have questions that are begging for answers in terms of their personalities and their character. But then, it's as if when you want to grip them on one hand, they find solace in the campaign. You want to quickly speak to this using the lens of political science.
With you.
I didn't mention any political party, but then let's look at this holistically.
I disagree with you. Holistically, or even my party-wise, I don't think in as much as there is no politician in Nigeria that I'm here to defend, but I can tell you in all sense of authority that nobody is defecting to any party, whether from party A to party B, because of corrupt cases. Now, let me give you an example. I met Peter Mba this morning at the National Assembly, where he joined all the House of Rep members who defected from Labour Party to APC. Remember, Peter Mba is one of our newest cards from PDP. He's now
you mean the US cross-carpet team?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, judging by Peter Mba, I want to use him as an example. In terms of the corrupt cases you are talking about, that is why some people are so-called defecting. Now, Peter Mba is one of the best governors that Enugu State and Southeast has produced. That man is doing exceedingly well in Enugu State. Now, just because he has defected to APC, will you not say that Peter Mba is no longer doing well? Or will you not say that Peter Mba defected to APC because he has a corrupt case? Which corrupt case does he have? No. So what I'm saying in essence is that all these people defecting are not doing so because they have corrupt case. Whether they are defecting to party B or party A, PDP, APC, ABGA or Labour. No, the issue is that people have a way of trying to express themselves politically. And when they want to express it using party A or party B, you don't stop them. You don't, because of what they have done, you now say they are running from corrupt cases. None of them, among all the defectors, especially the people that I joined today in defecting, in their defection at the National Assembly, none of them, I'm aware, has any corrupt case. I mean, all the 8 House of Rep members from Enugu and one from Plateau State. I don't know. So let's.
So what about past and present? What about past and present administration, where we've seen alleged EFCC cases, and all of a sudden, the past governors are already cross-carpeting to the All Progressive Congress in order to hide their head, and some of those cases were never mentioned.
It is not the duty of the president to prosecute anybody found guilty of any corrupt case. We have different arms of government. They have legislature, the executive, we have the judiciary. If there is anybody found wanting whose case is in court, it is the onus property of the judiciary or those who are prosecuting him to make sure that that person goes to face his case in court. I don't think the president has any interference in any matter in court, telling the court to do this or not to do that. So whatever people are doing, they are just doing that just to cause 1 or 2 reports in the polity. To me, I don't see it that way.
Let's take this conversation to the grassroots. Try to understand all of this defection. A lot of people from the grassroots will say they don't get to feel the impact of governance. People from local government, a lot of local governments, 774 local government, I make bold to say that 1/3 of our local governments are doing fantastically backward, even on national TV. I've been to several local governments across the country. But then let's talk, would this defection be for the benefit of the people, even at local level, knowing fully well that allocation to this state will not change? How will locals benefit from all of this defection? Or will it further truncate them politically?
See, leadership is about one who is at the helm of affairs. Governor in party A or in party B or in party C cannot say it's because he's in party A or party B that is making him not to work. Local government chairman in party A, B or C cannot equally say same. All this, now let me give you an example. There is one local government chairman in my own state, Aguata local government chairman, Dr. Chibez of Fobike. This guy is doing exceedingly well. I'm an APC man. I've commended him severally on my social media platform. Go to Aguata local government and see what the guy is doing. He's not waiting for the governor to tell him what to do or waiting for federal allocation to come for him to do his work as local government chairman. Rather, he's going there, meeting Aguata stakeholders from his own local government, meeting individuals who are well to do, telling them to come and invest in the state. They are donating so much money to him for him to use and work as a local government chairman. What am I saying in essence? What I'm saying is that leadership depends on who holds the power. So what I'm saying is that if defection at the state level is not showing effects at the local government level, it depends on who is in charge at that state level. Peter Mba, for instance, before he defected to APC, he called all the council chairmen, called all the councillors, called all the members of Enugu State House of Assembly. They all agreed in unison for them to take.
You're talking about Peter Mba. You don't mention Umoeno.
I'm coming. Please go on. I need to mention the recent one.
All right.
Umoeno, it is almost 3 months that he defected.
I'll take it to Delta State also. Please go on.
I'm coming. So now, somebody like Mba did all these things, consulted people at the grassroots, and all of them in unison and say, Mr. Governor, go ahead. Now let's go to Delta State. Delta State has a peculiar issue. As far as I'm concerned, the defection in Delta State may cause APC, that state, if we do not manage it well. I am one person who tells truth to power. Because since the defection of the governor of Delta State to APC, there are still internal wranglings in that state that may cause us Delta State if care is not taken. Because see, like I was telling somebody, it's not only about talking about defection. What do you do about people who were in the party before the new people entered? somebody was funding APC in Delta State before the governor joined. And the governor joined, and he dished away all the structures of that person. See, APC won 2 senatorial seats in that state. I think 2 during the last election. It was somebody's effort. And that was former Deputy Senate President, Omo Agege. Now, Omo Agege is not happy with what is happening in Delta State.
Although he has not openly come out to say
I know what is happening. Right. I know what is happening. So the same thing was what the governor of Ebonyi State, the advice the governor of Ebonyi State gave Peter Mba during the day Peter Mba entered. I love, among all the people that made speeches on that day, it was the Ebonyi State governor's speech that I love most. What did he tell Peter Mba? Make sure you carry people along, especially those who were in the party before you joined. Because we have this practice of winner takes all. If you join and become the leader of the party as governor, you now forget the people who were in the party before you came. No, it is not done that way. You should cede a certain percentage of the structures of the party to the people that were there before you. Some people were funding APC in Enugu State before you joined. Some people were funding APC in Delta State before you joined. Some people were funding APC in Akwa Ibom before you joined. So all this glare of defections, let them equally consider that those people who were funding the party, making the party strong in those states before they join, that they are considered in whatever appointment or whatever position or whatever structures they are sharing in the state. That is my personal take.
All right, let's go back to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech during the APC National Summit. He said, follow who know road. And the word that followed next is, I know road. And that statement have continued to generate a lot of controversies. After that statement, Gospel Akpabio came out to say that a lot of people are already lined up, are ready to join the All Progressive Congress. What follows after that meeting was a wave of defection. Governors started coming to the All Progressive Congress. Now, that particular question is where you were before is where I'm bringing you to right now. Can we now say, based on the statement and the confirmation by the Senate President, Nigeria is tilting towards a one-party state, or are we there already?
We are not going to go to one-party state as far as I'm concerned. Mr. President has said it in 2 fora. At least in those 2 fora, I was here when Tinubu, Mr. President, made that statement that he's not taking Nigeria to a one-party state. We are not. We are not.
A situation where the opposition parties look like toothless bulldogs. A situation where almost all the opposition parties right now have cracks. A situation where all the opposition parties right now, they are trying to find their feet. Come 2077, the light is very glaring that the All Progressive Congress might just take all the seats. In such a situation, are we not already on a one-party state? You said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but he said follow Uno road, and he knows the road. It is not a cry for a one-party state.
I think it should be to our credit that we have a president who knows road, not just in governance, but in politics. Tinubu is a political mathematician. He's a Ronaldo. Now, there is never going to be a time where all the 774 local government chairmen in Nigeria will be APC. There will never be a time where all the 109 senators in Nigeria will be APC. There will never be a time where all the 360 House of Rep members will be APC. There will never be a time when all the 36 state governors in Nigeria will be APC. Like I told you earlier, our target is 30 states. If we get to 30 states, we will stop.
Oh, APC
I'm an insider. Yes, I'm an insider in this government.
If you target 30 states in the secular state of Nigeria,
we can leave 6 states
No,
it will not. Even 35 over 36 is not one-party state. It is not. It is not.
So let's not go there. When the majority takes the stakes
Sunday
in this particular instance,
can you tell the opposition to go and fix their house in order? It is not our duty to fix their house for them. Let the opposition wake up and fix their house in order. That is what I'm saying. Like I told you, I heard on the radio and I saw it on TV, where 3 factions of ADC in Adamawa, home state of the man who is claiming to be the leader of ADC, Atiku Abubakar. 3 factions, 3 state chairmen in ADC that just started 3 months ago, and they are already having faction everywhere. What is holding Atiku from bringing all these people together? At least let him start from his own home state of Adamawa. What are we talking about? Is it the duty of the president to come and fix opposition and fix their house in order for them? It is to our credit if their house is in disarray. So let them continue to be in disarray if they can wake up.
So the APC will be happy.
I'm happy already. Like I told you, it is our turn. Well, there was a time I was in opposition.
The political parties
there was a time I was in opposition. And we were not getting anything. We were not benefiting. Now that it is our turn and our time, our era, that APC is benefiting from these defections and people are joining our party.
I should be happy.
It is not to the detriment of any mass.
It is not to the detriment of our political advancement.
It is not.
At the detriment of our political survival.
That governor that governor
is not a non-performing governor.
Wait, I disagree with you.
A non-performing governor. A non-performing governor.
Which non-performing governor is joining APC? Tell me any non-performing governor that is joining APC.
Non-performing governor.
Tell me one.
From a party A
who is that governor?
I don't want to mention.
No, mention them. Mention them.
The people are watching us. The states that are watching understand all of this drill.
No.
A lot of the senators that are moving to the
is it Governor Moyen of that is not performing? Is it Peter Mbah that is not performing?
A lot of senators, a lot of House of Rep members that are moving. How many of them are performing? So right now, you're saying,
okay, so when they were in opposition party, I'm coming. When they were in Labour and PDP, they were performing. I'm coming now. When they were in Labour and PDP, they were performing. So immediately they entered the APC, they stopped performing. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
that is what you're saying.
I'm saying that most of these people are not performing. Governors, senators, House of Rep members, the facts
can we analyze the three recent governors that defected? Can we analyze them and see who is performing and who is not performing?
I've been asking at this
point. Go to Akwa Ibom State and see what Omoyeno is doing. He's doing well.
Can we say that
has he stopped performing before because he joined the defection?
Is it for the benefit of Nigerians?
It is for the benefit of Nigerians, because whether you are in party A or in party B, a governor that is performing will not stop performing because he joined party B. That is it. Peter Mbah, has he stopped performing? In fact, the very day he joined APC, he did a meeting with one, I've forgotten the company, the same day. And people were hailing him. Even since that day, he has been doing many things, commissioning many projects. Has he stopped performing? No, joining APC has not made anybody who was performing before not to start performing again.
And I don't see it that way. The underperformers will begin to perform more.
They will even do more by joining APC, because we have a national chairman whose vision is to make sure that APC is seen as a party to be beat in the next 100 years in Nigeria. Professor Yewada Nentawe.
All right, let's take that to be your own political thought in that regard, because a lot of people will see it as defecting in Nigerian is more for political survival as against the betterment of the average Nigerian. But then let's get you speak. Lastly, before I let you go to your own state at Anambra, looking at what is playing out in Anambra State, what do you make of the politics in Anambra State right now? Because we know that in a few days from now, Anambra will be going to the polls, to the polling units. When you look at the Anambra State, if you have a few minutes to analyze the politics, you think APC stand a chance of winning in Anambra State?
Yes, APC, my party, stands a very powerful chance, good chance, well positioned to take over Anambra State come November 8th.
Even though people are contributing money for...
Our election, I'm coming, I'll address that issue. Our election is November 8th. Today is October 30th. So the election is just like 9 days away. In fact, tomorrow, the APC National Working Committee will be going to Anambra State to flag off our campaign officially. We started campaigning long ago, but the national is coming tomorrow to lay support at the state level, to support what we have been doing at the state level, led by the national chairman of our party, Professor Nentawe, with the Senate President, Godswill Obodo Akpabio. These two people will lead some governors, senators, ministers, and other APC stalwarts to Anambra State tomorrow. In fact, I'll be joining them in that trip, where it will be holding at Holy Trinity Onitsha tomorrow. In that rally tomorrow, we will show Anambra State part of what we are going to do if we enter government house, lighthouse in Oka. Now, why did I say APC is going to win the November 8th election? Look at we want to judge Soludo by what he promised in Anambra and what he has done in office in the last 3 years and 7 months. If you analyze it, you find out that a typical Anambrarian, how I wish you brought somebody of the opposing side, I mean Abga person, he will be there, will be here, will be analyzing Anambra. I wish we will have time to.
We definitely have time for that.
We can do that.
We will definitely have time for
that. I can be here next 3 or 4 days for us to do that. So that we analyze, you see the rot in Anambra State, the security decadence in Anambra State, the extant multifaceted economic quagmire ravaging in the Anambra, the rot in the educational system. Let me not talk about the rate at which people are being maimed, killed on a daily basis in my home state. Why? Because there is no security in the state. Because there is no employment. How many people has the governor employed since he became governor? In fact, like I told you the other time I came here, it was under Soludo that 2 sitting members of Anambra State House of Assembly were killed, maimed, kidnapped. Their bodies were not found till today. In fact, one of them is representing the governor's constituency, Aguata. He was killed, a sitting member of the House of Assembly, and the governor couldn't do anything about it. Look at the roads he's claiming to be constructing all over Anambra State. I just came back from Anambra State last week. Most of the roads he's claiming to be tarring are roads that are not even, that you cannot even qualify an ordinary council chairman to be doing, because they are not being done by good worthy contractors. Why? Because the governor is not giving them money.
But then again, in this whole election, for the first time in Anambra, we've seen...
yeah, you talk about people donating money.
Contributing money.
Yeah, you talk about people donating. See, all those are audio money. I can tell you for sure in this studio that they are audio money. Audio money, none of those money are real in the governor's bank account or in the campaign account of APGA. They are audio money. Let the people not be deceived. The other day, somebody on this thing was lambasting the governor for coming out openly to say that I will give each ward that wins any ward that wins for this thing for my party, their party APGA, will get 5 million. Those that came second, 3 million. Those that came third, 2 million. If you have performed well, why would you be using money to buy the same voters that you claim to have performed well?
I think the governor clarified that issue. He said,
what did he clarify?
He said he's not giving them the money.
He's an inducement. He's an inducement.
He corrected that statement.
It is an inducement.
Said,
he promised to turn Anambra into Dubai, Taiwan. If he had given us Dubai, Taiwan, or even half of Dubai,
said
he would not be talking about such things.
After the election. So it won't look as if it is vote buying. He made that clarification. I he spoke it in Igbo first. He now came back to speak
whatever clarification he's making is an afterthought.
So he is not
we know the truth.
He is not giving them the money. We know the truth. What is happening in Anambra. Giving them, let's just put it in perspective.
We know the truth. What is happening. The governor has not done 30% of what he promised in Anambra. How does he want us to renew his mandate? He applied for the job. The Anambra gave him the job. And he entered into the seat and started messing up. He has not run Anambra State like somebody who is coming from a background of a former CBN governor, who is coming from a background of a university professor. No.
But taking what happened in August, just the by-elections, doesn't this even sound as a modality?
The same by-election that a voter was given 30,000 naira for vote. The same by-election. Soludo emptied Anambra's money to the tune of 2.7 billion. 2.7 billion. You can call it allegedly.
We don't have the
that election, 2.7 billion of Anambra resources was spent on that
we don't have the
senatorial
election. Particular conversation. But
we are waiting them on November 8th.
We don't have the complete fact on that. But then, just before I let you go, you're saying right now that Ukachukwu is
Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu and Senator Uche Ekwunife are going to emerge victorious as APC governorship candidate and running mate come November 8th. They will win Soludo in that election.
Well, let's take that to be, again, your political submission. Because until INEC announced that result, we cannot authoritatively say who is the winner and who stands to be the loser come November 8th, 2025. But then, this is how far we can go on KORERO tonight. I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Francis Okoye. It's always a delight doing this with you on air.
Thank you very much, Sunday. Thank you.
Well, viewers, this is how far we can go today on KORERO. Don't forget that you can follow us across all our social media platforms currently showing on your screen. And you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. My name is Godwin Sunday. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.